let's talk about Happiness Hub. We could as well call that Keystone Tools, the Keystone Tools. If you read the book The Power of Habit from Charles Duhigg, there is this idea that there is some habits which, if you develop them, they are going to make a snowball effect and get all the other habits you want to develop as well. Those are called keystone habits. There is this story of this guy who became the president of a huge company which was not doing very good at that moment. And he found one habit, the keystone habit, to implement in this company. And boom, it exploded. It was something like taking care of the safety of the people in the company because it was a factory. And he had this ability to do system thinking and to see that if this got fixed, it will have a massive impact in the psychology of every employee. And it worked. Boom, 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 boom. At the end, it made the company explode in the right way. In the right way. Get extremely great. Here we will rather call that a hub of happiness. The hubs of happiness. Right before, in the previous video, we talked about the fact that behaving in a confident way, in a charismatic way, we don't want to rely on that because of the creative field. That's going to be problematic. But once you go for the interaction, now you want to do it. Don't think about it before you create momentum in the identity of being an awkward, silly, stupid guy who gets rejected all the time. Then, when you go, now you have the confident behavior. You force yourself to have it. Why? Because of the happiness hub. This is the way we deal with this paradox. A happiness hub basically is something that if you get it in the interaction, boom, happiness appears automatically by snowball effect. And then you really have nothing to do. You don't even have to talk. As we saw in, for example, the quick camera footage where I was just eating the Kinder that the girl gave me. She gave me something to eat. I ate it. We talked and it was very chill, very slow. But there was so much happiness from this moment. That's a happiness hub. We want to have this so that you don't even have to talk. You approach someone and that just is happiness. Almost for no reason. And then you're hooked. You're stuck. You don't want to leave. You're getting happiness. It's as if you're having a shoot of, you're smoking together and you're just feeling it. It's amazing. You don't need to talk. And it comes from the fact that it has a lot of positive impact on all the things that we've seen. The state that you have, the perception she has of you, the pattern interrupts, the captivation, the sexual mating value that goes up. It creates arousal. It does many things. This is the tools that we're going to use now when we go in the interaction. You don't use them when you create the momentum, but when you go in the interaction, you use them. So basically the first one we'll have is about putting pressure, social pressure on yourself in a way that is optimized so that it has a lot of positive consequences. We call this one taking space. And there will be two components in this one. One, talking loud, like really loud. It will be a work. You want everybody around to hear to what you say. That's the goal that you want to have. Talking loud and standing straight. With large shoulders. Look at it this way, talking loud. You're talking with the woman. You're here, she's here. Usually when you talk, you approach a woman, you will talk in a way that your voice gets in this area. That's what you do, in general. The problem is that even if it was the case, it would not be enough. But because you're approaching, by default, you will not even notice, but you will be talking like this. And it will be ridiculous. Really, it will be pathetic. It's pathetic. Really, it looks like this. So you have to yell so that you're going back here. But remember, even this is not enough. We want literally this. That's what we want. So that, let's say there is people talking here. There is a group of people here as well. That everyone can hear what's going on. That's literally what you want. How alpha does it look, an interaction like this? How much social pressure is triggered? First, it's going to force your brain to go into flow. There is so much pressure, you can't have bullshit in your head. Secondly, once you've done it, okay, either you will completely crash and not be able to handle it. In that case, okay, you will crash down, but damn, you will grow so much from having done it. But most of the time, what's going to happen is just that you're going to think, well, now I just actually look like either completely crazy, like I don't give a shit, either like really alpha, really high status. So actually this is pretty good interpretations for me. I can draw happiness from it. It's going to help me to make any event kind of positive. And so from there, this plus the flow that you get, it's amazing. It's amazing. Add to that the fact that you are not the only one to feel the pressure. When you do this, you are triggering social pressure. And you are putting it not only on you, then you have to take care of handling it yourself, but also on her. So now she has social pressure as well to handle. And now remember the threatening vibe. Now she's like, oh shit, this guy, this guy is business. I mean, this is not like a little pussy who comes and I'm just going to turn around and say no. It's like, shit, really? Society is here, society is behind. Moreover, if you're talking so loud so that everybody around hear it, what is the most likely interpretation? It's that you're legitimate to do it. Otherwise you would hide. And that's why by default you won't talk loud, because you don't feel legitimate. Now you just don't have choice. Well, I will act as if I was legitimate, so everybody hears. Okay, it has to mean that he's legitimate to do this. So either women love him, so it's normal, either he's just very social, either he's famous, I don't know, either he works here, either he has a very good reason to talk to me, either, I don't know, maybe he really likes me very much, so I should pay attention, I don't know, but there is a reason why he is legitimate to do this. So she will listen. She will be interested in what you have to say. And moreover, it will unlock the depth of your voice. Volume helps you to unlock the depth, the alpha thing in the voice, the thing that is, remember, the sensual voice that creates the arousal, that creates this ability to create this relaxation through the auditory channel. And at the same time, when you have this voice that resonates, that is unlocked, it feels good in your own body, it resonates. It kind of massages your body from the inside. So then now you're talking, okay, you're talking loud, but it unlocks your voice. And so now when you talk, it feels good in your body. So many reasons why this is a happiness hub. Now combine this with standing straight with large shoulders. Look at it this way. This is you. This is other people around. Okay, there is other people. This is the space that people take, right? There is like a bubble. And then if this person go talk to this person, up. If one gets in the bubble of the other, now there is this sense of threat. There is this sense of he's in my bubble. Or why is he in my bubble? Some people are taller and more big than other, so they have a bigger bubble. Okay. Okay, this is a giant, but you get the idea. You, no matter how tall or big or not you are, look how skinny I am. You want to create this effect where you have this bubble around you. So people around, they feel it. They are like, okay, I have to stay out of his bubble, otherwise I'm in his territory, and that's not socially acceptable. How do you create that? Think about it. Think about having this bubble around people around you. And you want to make it larger and larger. You have no choice. You have to stand up straight. Like this, you really have to stand up straight and take your shoulder in a large way, because otherwise the bubble will be high but not large. You want large and high. You want to take space. Now think about your voice at the same time. So here you have your voice, you have your bubble, and you have the voice at the same time. You're clearly taking a lot of space now from here. This as well creates pressure, because now people might think, why the fuck does he want to take so much space, whereas he clearly looks like a pussy? And they will try to trigger you. They will try to poke you. They will try to make you take less space, kind of. Or at least that's what you will expect. And so you will feel pressure to do this. But here again, you're triggering pressure. You woke up in this way, you talk loud. You're triggering so much pressure. And here again, you know that actually you're communicating in this way. There is pressure, but now that you are doing it, yeah, once again, either it looks like you just don't give a shit, either it looks like you're just extremely high value. Either way, it's going to help you. Once again, so many reasons why this is powerful. And moreover, if people think that you are legitimate to behave in this way, which might happen because of what we just explained, then you just look completely more high sexual mating value now. And here we come to the second thing, distance. When you talk with people or with women. Okay, so here, just with taking space, just with uniquely this, when you do this, it has the huge potentiality to create this happiness hub, where you just talk in this way, in taking space, and because of what we've explained, it can create tremendous amount of happiness. Just because of this, it will have this impact on the mind because of all the things we've explained, and many others that I didn't outline because it would be too long, clearly. Because of this, there is just tremendous amount of happiness generated just by talking. No matter what you say, it is generated no matter what in this situation. Happiness hub. You don't have nothing to do. There is happiness anyway. Distance. Here, we want to have the same effect. Look, you are here. You're talking with someone who is here. This is the normal way. Okay, wait, listen. We just draw the line of the woman. This is her bubble. Okay, let's do it like this. It will be better. Let's say she's waiting for whatever. In front of a mall. There is a mall behind. Yeah, cool. She's waiting. This is going to hinder us. You get the point. Let's just erase this. She has this bubble around her. Okay? So, in normal time, with a stranger, the logic is that if a stranger comes, their bubble has to stop here, up. First limit. So depending on the size of your bubble, you will be somewhere here when you're talking, right? And then there is the distance from which, if you talk from further than this distance, this is another distance. If you talk from further than this distance, now actually you have to talk very loud, way louder than usual. Exactly like here. That's not normal. People are not comfortable with it because if like you get listened to all the place around. So if there is people here or whatever, they hear you, right? So it's not people are afraid of social pressure, so they won't do it. So this is exactly what you want to do. You want to talk with her, either from this area, either from inside the bubble. Ideally, you want to talk within either of those, either inside the bubble, so you will be very close in the bubble, so there is clearly sexual proximity, or at least man to woman. Man to woman would be on the line of the bubble. Sexual is clearly in the bubble. You get the point. Or either from here. This creates the same effect than this. If you talk loud enough, and if you have this large bubble around you, like clearly, this creates this happiness hub instantly when someone does that. Depending on if something that you're doing are really counterproductive, now it's going to counterbalance the effect, but of course it's obvious. Let's take it into account. Now let's see it like this. There is a routine that comes from it. There is this idea that if you have the choice, you want to open from a distance. So you want to approach from a distance. So let's say she's here. I will do it like this. She's here, waiting, for example, for something. Or walking, she's coming. You hear. Now you see, okay, you are here, let's say. Up here. Like that's a mall, for example. You're walking this way. Let's say she's walking this way. Okay, now you see her. And you're like, damn, I want to approach. And what you do, you go for approach. Remember, escalation, you want to start with escalation, so you have to be in front. That's optimal. So up, and you start talking from here. So you have your bubble up, and you start talking now. This bubble, hey, blah, 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 and you keep walking as she keeps walking as well. And now you're getting closer, blah, blah, blah. Now you go less fast. So she will stop because of the happiness hub that you're creating. You're creating a happiness hub, so she will stop if you're respecting this. Then you keep moving closer and closer. She's almost stopped now. You keep moving. She has her bubble here. Until you're inside the bubble, slowly you keep walking and talking. Or not. You keep interacting. It's as if you start the interaction from here. And then now you just go as close as possible while doing. Remember, it's not only about getting as close as possible, it's about doing it with the layers of escalation. So if you do it, if you get to the sexual proximity without doing the other things that we talked about, the level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, then it doesn't work. Remember, we talked about it. It doesn't work if you don't stack it on the previous levels. Right? Then you do it. Now you have huge happiness hub. And so you're either here, you start here, and then you go in the bubble. You don't want to stay here because you miss a huge opportunity to use a happiness hub. And you want to be able to use every happiness hub possible. Okay, which leads us, this idea leads us to next one. Sexual facial expression. Remember the thing we saw, this tip from the first guy who coached me. I know your little secret. You want to approach in that way with this facial expression. Because first, if you want to be able to go in the bubble, which means sexual proximity, well, you have to have stacked up level 1, 2, 3, 4, all the previous one, which means you're if in front of us, if it's possible, looking at her right in the eyes, right? You have those facial expressions which are sexual, and this is one of the ways to do it, remember. And then now with all of those things, now you can close proximity, and then if she's completely fine and she keeps looking at you with a big smile and a bit like we said, the shy woman intimidated with the big smile and the stars in the eyes, the light in the eyes, then actually if she likes it, you just keep going. Remember, cut the limiting beliefs. Or otherwise, remember that the thing is to create sexual arousal. So what you can do as well is just allow her to do it as well. Indicate her verbally to escalate. Clearly, you can do whatever you want. Be creative. Work on this capacity in your mind, and you will see how there is a lot of things that are possible. Next one as well. Strong eye contact. Oh yeah, before sexual facial expression. Once again, what it shows right from the approach that you have the balls to make it clear that you want to create sexual arousal. It doesn't necessarily mean that you just want to have sex, that you are here for sex. That's not what it means. What she will understand from it is just, yeah, I love to play with sexual arousal. And that's kind of what I'm about here with you. Doesn't mean that you are here for sex, actually. But sexual arousal, yeah, for sure. This one can change everything so many times. I had struggle in my vibe, and just by fixing this, approaching with this sexual expression on the face, now it works. Because that's a happiness hub. And basically you have so many happiness hubs now that you just clearly have a lot of choice. Okay, strong eye contact. This one is so powerful. The number of times where I was in nightclubs and nothing works. I get rejected by women here and here. It doesn't work. Then I fix my eye contact. I focus on this. When I open, I really look straight in the eyes. Boom. I don't let it go. I keep it. Boom. It hooks instantly. Because at the same time, it makes your moments of consciousness go up. Remember, continuous attention on something. You're really looking at her eyes. Eye contact. It creates the eye contact. We talked about it, how important it is. But at the same time, it makes your moments of consciousness go up. And really you feel it. You approach the woman, she looks at you, and there is like boo, 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 one after the other. Moments of consciousness, extremely rapid. You can feel it, and she feels it as well. And it's like electricity. You're connected. Really. You might not take it seriously now because you're thinking, it seems like magic, seems stupid. But when you're doing it, there is the pressure. You're having the pressure. And remember, you don't have it now, the pressure, but on the field, there is a social pressure. It squeezes your brain into focus. And so now, it's like, you just make it happen. Really, that's crazy. That's amazing. And I will give you a tip to work on your eye contact, which will be amazing. It will be a kind of meditation, by the way. Take notes and practice this. Okay, eye contact. Let's say you're out, you're in the street, never mind, you want to approach people, but you don't know, you want to fix your eye contact. It can be an extremely powerful to do the exercise that I'm going to give you. Even in nightclub, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit that it's nightclub, whatever. You can do it. Just follow this rule. When you do this exercise, you are not allowed to move your eye contact from one object, from one thing to another before 3 seconds. Every time you put your eyes on something, even if you're walking and you're going to go on the wall, I don't give a shit. Find a way to deal with it. You put your eyes on something and you keep doing your thing, and you are not allowed to move it back before 3 seconds. And after the 3 seconds, now you can move it back. And then now you have to wait again 3 seconds before moving back somewhere. Because of this, you will be very careful about where you put your eyes. You're not going to be like this. Because, I'm stuck for 3 seconds when I move my eyes. So if I want to come back, I'm fucked. So I have to be careful. Remember, groundedness. It makes groundedness come as well. Remember, everything is linked. The happiness hub, it's not for nothing. It links to everything. It really makes your groundedness go way up. No useless move. And the eyes are the place where we can see it very clearly. Useless move. But when you do this exercise for, I don't know, you saw I just put my eyes, I don't know if you saw, you will do it on interactions. You will approach a woman, and let's say she will say, yeah, what were you doing? And you will do like this. Oh, I was, you will look away. Boom, finish. It's finished. The happiness hub disappears. You had a happiness hub. You do this, gone. You come back, gone. There is no more happiness hub. It's crazy, right? If you do this exercise for a sustained period of time, let's say you're in the nightclub. I've done it once. It was crazy. The first time I discovered this exercise, it was in a nightclub. I couldn't do nothing. Every woman would reject me. It was horrible. And I had this idea of this exercise. I started doing it. I would look at people and not look away for 3 seconds. And then look somewhere else. And then keep doing my life, but while doing this exercise. First, it's a form of meditation. Remember, sustained focus makes your moments of consciousness get more. There is more number of them per unit of time. Remember, more consciousness. At the same time, you do it in a way that fixes your eye contact as well. At the same time, when you do it, actually, you have to be conscious of what you're looking at. So you're becoming conscious of the visual field, which makes you way less in your thought, in your imaginary world. Well, if you want to practice creating momentum, that's a thing, but sometimes you want to do the opposite, and we will talk about it later. Sometimes you want to do the opposite and stop with the imaginary world and just be in the natural world. Just be there. No imagination, no thought. You want to have both yin and yang. We'll see it later. Now you're doing this exercise. I did it this night. Then I remember a friend that came back with 2 women, one that he liked and the other he wanted me to help him. And actually I really liked this girl. She was my type. She was way more good looking than the girl that rejected me before, which is funny. So he came like, hey Alex, meet my new friends. And I was doing this exercise at that moment for maybe I was doing it for 2 or 3 minutes. And so I had this focus now. I turn my head like, yeah, I look at my friend, and in a normal time, I would have looked away now to the other girl, like, oh yeah bro, and then look to the other girl. Because I was doing the exercise, I turned and I didn't look the other girls because I had stopped my eyes on him. Oh yeah bro, how you doing? Nice, great. I take the time to end the 3 seconds. So now really there is this happiness hub that's created. The women from the outside, they feel it. There is this happiness hub now. And then now I switch to the woman. The one I'm supposed to talk to. I go close to her, I'm like, hello, what's your name? And I think we did this thing that we do in France, la bise, like this. And we did it like, hey, hello, what's your name? And by doing it, because I can't put my eyes somewhere else, I keep watching at her like this. And she looks at me at the same time. And because there is this fixed eye contact that doesn't leave, and which is very focused, there is a lot of moments of consciousness. We talked about it before. In this moment when we do the like this, usually it's nothing in France, it's normal. You're like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You say hi like this. But now it was like, and this eye contact. And now we look at each other in a like, let's start for normal interaction. And now she starts to get very close. She's very into it. And I have the experience. I saw at first that she would not have done it in a normal case. If I did not have done this eye contact thing, if my friend came 3 minutes before, she would not have been interested. I know it from experience. I know how to recognize. This is because of the eye contact. And then it was done, hook for the night. Then we went home, good time. She couldn't leave. We stayed together for the whole night. In the club for the hours that followed. She couldn't leave. Clearly, she was completely hooked. I really liked her as well. Just this thing, this eye contact. And when you do this, really, you go talk to people. And then you're not thinking about your eye contact. You have the momentum. Remember, creative field, that can be seen as a creative field, which now turns in automatic, in momentum. So you don't have to think about it. Just you go, you talk to people, you meet them, and this goes in automatic. This fixed eye contact that doesn't move. And in this regard, you have this strong eye contact while at the same time not thinking, whoa, am I looking at them too much? Because now it's automatic. You're not doing it on purpose. So you're doing it, but you're not even realizing in some way that you're doing it. It's just automatic. This is so powerful. Such a huge happiness hub, dude. Huge happiness hub. We have a lot of happiness hub now, right? Let's keep going. Okay, so this one is so important. Huge smile up. Huge smile. This one, oh my god, huge smile. Like, it's so huge that you look like a clown. Like this, like a stupid guy. Hey, how are you doing? You look so stupid. So much your smile is big. You really forced yourself even. Hey, you approach people like this, really. You look like you're stupid, literally. Such a happiness hub, motherfucker. First, you don't take yourself seriously when you're doing this. You're forcing yourself. Hey, how are you doing? You feel stupid as fuck. It triggers it breaks your ego. You feel stupid. You feel like you look stupid. That's not the case, but it feels like this. Because you're having this big smile. This sensation of ego down. Now it's getting reframed by the physical act, the physiology of doing this, and it helps you to get this feeling that could be negative into something positive. So now it's kind of like the Spartan vibe, kind of, or the clown vibe. That's a bit like the clown vibe, the clown state, sorry, that you're kind of getting here. Moreover, people see that you're ready to be vulnerable and show and not protect yourself, have ego. It's amazing. You're willing to give them niceness, to be nice with them, to show interest, to show that you love talking with them. It makes a lot of things. Picture of someone having a big smile. By habits in the mind, by anchors, it generates positive element as well. What happens also? Symmetry. Someone comes with a huge smile for you. You feel kind of like you have to smile back. You're just like, yeah, what? You have to smile back. Now what happens? You see them smiling back. Damn, you're loving it. It makes you want to keep smiling. And then you're both smiling like this. And you're talking while smiling. And you don't know why, but you're just smiling and you're loving it. And you're just having a good time and you're happy for no reason. There's no reason behind. It just works. Happiness hub. Use it. Happiness hub. Approach people. Every time you approach someone, hey, how's your day going? They're like, yeah, fine. Okay, great. And now you're smiling both and you don't know why. It makes me laugh just to think about it because it just works so well. You want to approach a woman. You go like, hey, how are you doing? How's your day going? And she's like, hello. And she starts smiling as well. This is so stupid. It makes no sense. But it works. Just works. And yeah, happiness hub. And don't worry, we're going to see how to balance it. It's not so rigid, like always do it. We're going to see how to balance it. Okay, one that you can't really control. It's highly positive emotions. Or more precisely, highly happy state. This is huge because if you're happy, remember, people get happy when they are around you automatically. The creative fields, they transmit from one human being to another, really. Unless they are very, there is a huge distance between your creative field and them. Now it kind of repulses itself. It starts to repulse. Like someone who is very spiritual, I think Buddha would transcend anyone and get them into the same state, I think, personally. But someone who is not at that level, but he's working on himself, he's loving. He meets someone who's like, yeah, hustling, I'm angry now, I just lost my money. Shit, it sucks, fuck. And he talked with him, he will not relate. he will be repulsed by this loving hippie state. He will not relate. So if there is too much distance, it doesn't work. But if it's close enough, drives the other. If you are in a highly happy state, that's a happiness hub for the other. But you don't really have control over it. So just keep it in a part of your head. Just that to know that if you start playing with positive creative field, if you just force yourself, it's like a meta happiness hub, this one. If you force yourself to make the right move, to use the right strategy, to be in a happy creative field, to generate happiness, to generate the happiness hubs, do violence to yourself and create them. Now you will benefit from this meta happiness hub as a bonus. Time 2, like with the fun. Time 2 bonus. Boom. Think about it. Okay, this one is what we're going to call the golden rule. Golden rule. We will just call it cut choices. This is what we talked about. If you doubt, if you have an idea of something to do or to say, but you doubt that it will generate happiness or suffering, you don't know what it's going to have as an impact, if people are going to like it or not, if it's good or not. You're unsure about the result you're going to get. And at the same time, you see that you're in this kind of state where you're very unstable inside. And at any moment, you can start to spiral down into suffering. Do it. Golden rule, do it. Don't give a shit about what it is, do it. Because what's important at that point is not that it's successful or not, it's just that you cut the choices. Cut the choices. They will bring you down if you let them appear. Cut the choices so that they don't bring you down. It's as if your boat is drowning. There is things pulling it back and drowning. Cut them. Boom. Okay, shit, okay, I got a bad result, but at least I cut the choices. Now I have momentum. I have new things that appear on my mind. I still do it. And you're like, you cut the choices. You just use the golden rule. You cut every choice that comes. You have an idea, you do it. Don't think about, is there better? Is it good? Do it. You cut the choices until you're stable. Right. Whew. At the same time, you use the happiness hub. You combine with everything else. Right. Always, you combine everything together as much as you can. That's the goal. Remember the snail. You want to combine everything at the end. First, you work on them. You put highlight on each of them. But at the end, you want to, long term, be able to be always on the creative field that combine all of them. And with this will come its kind of brother, which is leading, which is about actually cutting her choices. This one is huge. Huge happiness hub. First, because it gets you momentum to you, and it cuts your own choice as well, because when you lead, you just have to keep going and keep leading. If you stop making her do things, if you stop talking, telling her, asking a question, asking another question, suggesting her to do something, if you stop at some point leading, then you, by definition, you're not leading anymore. Now she has time to think of choices. So you're not cutting her choices. And at the same time, remember, leading is very alpha. So huge happiness hub. Now let's counterbalance all of this, because any of those is subject to the law of opposite polarities, yin and yang. Everything is contained in its opposite. Anything that is good at some point will be bad. Everything that is bad at some point will be good. Whoosh. Infinite symbol, yin and yang symbol. Everything is subject to the question of opposite polarities. You have to balance all of them with their opposite polarities. This is important. Any of those. Here is the rule. Let's make, okay, you know what? Let's make another video about it. How to deal with opposite polarities. See you on the next video.